Food Reviews with Fatty. As always, I'm your host, Fatty, aka Jay. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. You know? So I do have something slightly different on the video today, as usual. This is slightly different, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a good way. But I've heard a lot of good things about it from people. And I chose zero sugar because I'm trying to cut back on a little bit of my sodium content. Once in a while, you'll see videos. And just for the record, I want everybody to know, I am trying to make a change in my diet. So there will be a lot of things that throughout the weekdays I'll be showing that are healthier for you. And during the weekends, it'll probably be something from the weekend will be something a little more snack oriented. Because I'm going to try to cut back throughout the weekdays. And then kind of work my way into doing it full time. So there's going to be a lot more healthier snacks that are going to be on this show. I do have quite a few here that I'm looking at, including one that's going to be an odd one, but it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to tell everybody what it is. But first things first, I want to shout out. We are currently looking for sponsors for not only for the channel here, more or less, we are looking for any kind of food company that may be a healthy food company or any other kind of food company, or even if it's not a food company. We're more than willing to do promotions on our channel here at Food Reviews with Fatty, and also throughout the other web social media that I have currently, which does include Facebook, YouTube, everything else. You can think, you name it, I got it. And I have a lot of followers and subscribers, and I'm also working on, I have 10,000 plus on LinkedIn, so that's actually something to help grow the channel and also to bring in hopefully more people. So what I got today, just to go ahead and get into the spectrum, this is a zero sugar orange cream Coca-Cola. Now these do run about $2.30 for the 20 ounce by itself. These have zero sugar. I'm sure there's some kind of other things that might not be spectacular in this. I do see some aspartame, which I'm not really happy about that. But I don't plan on finishing this whole bottle also. I'm doing it for reviewing purposes. Sodium, 95 milligrams. So, you know, it's not super horrible. It could be worse. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip in. Like I said, again, this is the orange cream, new orange cream Coca-Cola, zero sugar. It says orange vanilla flavored with other natural flavors. So let's see what the other natural flavors are here. We're going to try this out real quick. First, give it a little sniffsy. It kind of smells like oranges and cream. Orange vanilla, I'm sorry. Orange vanilla flavored. Even though they call it orange cream, which orange cream and orange vanilla, not exactly the same, but hey, whatever. Now, I will say it does have that orange cream flavor. So I'll try one more time. Yeah, it does have that flavor. However, I will say, and I want to reiterate on this, this is no substitution for like a diet soda. I think the diet soda doesn't have the aspartame in it. I believe there's a lot of them out there that you can get. You don't want to drink aspartame, kids, boys and girls, everybody watching. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to make it quick and sweet. The government used to use this in the military and war. They would send it over. They would tell the enemy that it's sugar, and it was really aspartame. And aspartame was then used to make them sweaty, angry, every kind of emotion, except for a positive emotion, because what's in this can cause all kinds of problems. Now, I wasn't going to test this, but since I'm not drinking at all, it's not going to kill me to taste it. I wouldn't drink this every day, and I would definitely look out for the aspartame. There is a good replacement. It's called sucralose. It's really not that bad. Neither one of these are great for you, nor is any kind of soda. So that's a full disclaimer just before I move forward. I am going to give a score, but it's going to be mainly for value, well, I can't do a visual, value, and for overall. how to say the flavor isn't bad. It's just that aspartame. You drink too much of it, you don't sleep. That's what causes you not to sleep, is drinking diet soda before you go to bed. It really does do a number. So just be careful with that when you're drinking these. Don't drink a whole lot of it. Well, now I got my opinion. So I'm going to go by taste as well, I think, for this one, because that's the only way I can go with it. So for the value, $2.29 for a bottle of Coca-Cola. I remember when it was a lot cheaper, and this is just a modern day pricing, but I still think it's a high pricing. For the taste, it definitely does have that orange cream flavor, so that's definitely there. Although I do knock off points for the aspartame that's in this. There are other things that they could put in the sodas. I guess stevia is supposed to be a better alternative, or one of the other kinds of, like, not fake sugars, but sugar derivatives maybe, that's not as bad. So for value, first things first, I'm going to go there. I didn't finish that up. I skipped past it on accident. For value, I'm going to call it a 3. No, a 2. I'm calling it a 2. Because there wasn't really much value there. It's just a 20-ounce soda. And I didn't want much anyway, like I said. But for the taste, I'll give it a 6. And for the overall, I'm going to call this a 4. Like I said, the downside of having the aspartame in it and noticing the phenylketonuria, or whatever they call them, phenylketonuria, which is phenylalanine. You can do your own research on that. And there is caffeine in this, but otherwise everything else is pretty... I'm not going to make this a long video because a lot of my videos rant and rave about some of these things. I'm just going to keep this one a little short and sweet. Looks like I ran about 7 minutes total. So I do want to say thank you to everybody who's watching the videos. Everybody who isn't, please do like, subscribe, and watch the videos here at Food Reviews with Fatty. And also, if you are interested in just any of the videos, period, please do watch, like, subscribe, share with other people, because I am trying to push this channel. So give us a run, and we'll go from there, all right? As always, I'm calling it a day, because it is a day. And as always, Food Reviews with Fatty, out.